Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. I don't drink for many reasons, but I don't. Well, there was that one time I was on a flight and I asked for cranberry juice and orange juice, and they gave me a tequila sunrise. I took one sip. The woman next to me asked me a question. I talked like a tick for 10 minutes and passed out. But I don't drink. But from time to time, I feel like I've been drinking or something. I get a feeling of complete, what people say, complete euphoria, a complete high. And for the most part, I mean, I feel, like I'm on, like people say, oh no, Barry's on a natural high. My friends from college would say that. Bert's on a natural high. That was their nickname, not yours. Anyway, yesterday I had the amazing opportunity. We left my house at like 4:30. Bethany Campbell, whom I call Bethany Savannah, came to pick me up at 4:30, and then we met Hermina Glasshill. Both of them are brilliant historians, docent curators. It is amazing to be in their presence. So there's finally a marker to the Igbos at Igbo Landing. And the story of Igbo Landing is there were 73, 74 Igbos brought over to work at the Butler Plantation. They were brought here from Africa, and then they were taken to Savannah, put on another ship, and taken to St. Simon, where Butler, one of the cotton plantation was. There were two Butler plantations. One was rice, one was cotton. And they were taken to the cotton plantation, and it was as if they looked out and said, before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. And they captured the captains of that boat and threw them in the water, and they drowned, and then they walked on out into the water over into the other side. And in my next novel, Black World, it actually starts at Igbo Landing, and they cross over into heaven, and they implore God to give us a place for respite as we go through the trials of this life. And so Black World was created. So when the first time I went down and felt that place, there was no marker. And finally there's a marker. It's not really at the spot, because the spot is actually residential, but there's a marker. And so we went to pour libation and to thank God for the telling of this story. Some of the marker is not, fully what it is, but there's a marker, and we went to give gratitude for that. And we left there and went to the Susie King Taylor exhibit experience. I'm calling it experience because it blew my whole head off. And Hermina, this brilliant curator, created this exhibit. It's really not an exhibit. You cannot just look from one side and look at it. You are immersed in this experience. From the moment you walk in, the smells. Look up Susie King Taylor. It was unreal. We went from there to the Dorchester Education Center, where Dr. King and others worked to create and do the Birmingham boycotts and plan. They worked there. It was a place to go to create the strategy. That's where they went to strategize. And Hermina did this exhibit as well. And in Dr. King's suite, you see his baseball bat, because he loved playing baseball. And just outside the doors is where he would play baseball. And it's just like, are you kidding me? There was a center where they had lunch, and also Septima Clark is honored there, and other women of the civil rights movement. There's a whole exhibit to the women of the civil rights movement. It was unreal. The cigarette butts in Dr. King's ashtray, all of the texture and the feeling of all of this. And we stood there and we were like, are you kidding? What's going on right now? And for a history geek like me to be surrounded by these two brilliant minds, who really live in that period of time and really, really are keeping it for all of us. These are story keepers. Hermina is a story keeper. And as we drove, we shared our own stories. And we went to lunch, and we were wearing all white for the ceremony. And so people were like, "Are you going to a white party? Are y'all in a band? Why are y'all so beautiful?" And we were like, "You're just seeing reflections." And one woman came and gave us the most wonderful story of being in South Africa, her luggage not coming, and the woman who worked downstairs dressing her in scarves. And she had a beautiful head wrap and a beautiful top. And she said, when I walked in, and here I had been, no clothes, no anything. I was feeling so small and just so insignificant and so ugly. And she said, and when I went into the gala, she said, everyone parted for me to walk through because this woman so lovingly gave me her culture she dressed me in her culture. And as the woman told us this story at breakfast, she just started crying. The stranger just walked up to us. People were giving us their stories. People, here's the thing I want to say. I'm so grateful for the Herminas and the Bethanies who are keeping this history, but it's all around us. And we have to keep these stories and tell these stories so that our children and their children and their children can touch it and feel the high that I'm on right now. There was no part of that day we stopped at Tabby Ruins and went to a Tabby church. Of course, it's Episcopalian, and experienced all of this from 4 o'clock in the morning to 12. And it was really felt like I was stepping into all these lifetimes, all these people's lives, all of this history. We're definitely going to go back, and we're definitely taking people with us. But I want you to find the history that's right around you and just allow yourself to become a part of it. Allow it to shine on you. When you honor the ancestors with your life, they honor you with their stories. I love you.